Hello, 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 and welcome to Tux Takes, brought to you by PlaySugarHouse.com. Pour some sugar on me. Or don't. I just made things awkward, didn't I? I'm sorry, I'll never do that again. Week 8 of the NFL season is here. Are we ready? Another week, another game across the pond. This time, it's the defending champion Eagles facing off against the struggling Jaguars. Philly is having trouble getting into any rhythm this year. At times, they resemble the championship team from last year, but too often, their defense, specifically their pass defense, lets them down. Even with their issues, Philly should still win the NFC East. East. The Jaguars, though, are a different story entirely. Someone forgot to tell them that they didn't win the championship after beating New England in Week 3. They've been outscored 90-28. They're winless, they're in the middle of a full-blown quarterback controversy, and they're fighting amongst themselves in the locker room. Maybe a trip out of the country is exactly what they need. Nonetheless, I don't see this ship being righted just yet. The Eagles are desperate, and behind Carson Wentz, I think they win this game fairly easily. Take Philly. Carolina hosts Baltimore this week in an intriguing matchup as both teams had very, very different ends to their games last week. The Panthers, well, they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter to beat the defending champions, while the most reliable kicker in the history of the game misses an extra point for the Ravens to have a chance to win it in overtime. How do these teams react? How do they respond? My guess? Baltimore comes out and plays their game of the year, and they won't need a Justin Tucker extra point. The Ravens are the play. The last 4 matchups between the Browns and the Steelers have been decided by a total, yes, a total of 10 points. Now look at the bottom of your screen and see how many points Cleveland is getting. Don't overthink this one. It's a gift. Take the Brownies. The Denver Broncos travel to what is once again one of the toughest places to play, Arrowhead. With Patrick Mahomes under center, this Chiefs team is scary. Then again, the Broncos played them tough just a couple of weeks ago, and they're a prideful group. I'm not going to lie. I'm not comfortable betting against Kansas City these days. But getting that many points, you kind of have to. Denver's the play. The New York Jets are incredibly inconsistent this season, which is kind of what you expect when you start a rookie quarterback. The Chicago Bears defense, also incredibly inconsistent, which you don't expect. Chicago is only going to go as far as their defense takes them. And frankly, it's been difficult to know what to expect week in and week out. I don't think Chicago gets it all figured out in a week. And while I do think the Bears might win this game, I think it stays close. Take the points and the Jets. Seattle is headed east to Motown for a showdown with the Lions. Detroit just acquired run stopper Damon Harrison, which should really help shore up that porous run defense. The Lions are one of those teams that's better than their record. But you have to wonder, which Lions team shows up? The line opened up at 2.5, and I was leaning toward Detroit then. But now that the line has moved to over a field goal, I kind of like Seattle. This one is that close. Cincinnati looked pathetic. There's no other way to say it. They looked pathetic on national TV this past Sunday night. Now, the Chiefs make a lot of teams look bad these days, but to me, it almost looked like they had given up. The Buccaneers, on the other hand, tried their best to lose last week before being bailed out by their kicker. Not something set often this season. This game should be high scoring, but what it comes down to is the quarterback. And frankly, I like Jameis Winston more than I like Andy Dalton. Give me the Bucs. The G-Men, the New York Giants, are shedding salary and already thinking about next season. With Philadelphia's struggles, Washington has visions of winning the NFC East. I don't like giving too many points in divisional rivalry games, but here, you don't have to. Take Washington. Until next time, I'm David Tuckman. Enjoy the games, and good luck.